In ancient times, in the prosperous region of Maalote, near the imposing city of Nabal, lived a woman whose reputation transcended her outward beauty. Her name was Abigail. She was not just a woman of stunning appearance, with hair as black as the night and eyes that reflected the wisdom of someone who had experienced many seasons. Abigail possessed a natural grace that enchanted everyone around her, but it was her intelligence and prudence that truly set her apart. Abigail was married to Nabal, a man of great wealth and possessions. His lands were fertile, and his harvests were abundant, providing comfort and security. However, behind the facade of prosperity, Nabal was known for his foolishness and arrogance. His lack of discernment frequently caused friction not only within his family, but also with neighbors and traders in the region. Despite the difficulties in her relationship with Nabal, Abigail remained steadfast in her virtuous conduct. She was an exemplary manager of the family properties, ensuring that everything functioned harmoniously. Her ability to resolve conflicts and make wise decisions made her a pillar of stability in a household marked by her husband's shortcomings. The community of Maalote admired Abigail not only for her beauty but mainly for her integrity and compassion. She was known for reaching out to those in need, organizing aid during times of scarcity, and mediating disputes with a serenity that inspired respect. Her words were always thoughtful, reflecting a deep understanding of the complexities of life and human emotions. In a world where brute strength often prevailed, Abigail stood out for her resilient spirit and her ability to cultivate peace. She balanced feminine delicacy with unwavering determination, demonstrating that true strength lies in wisdom and the ability to act with justice and empathy. Abigail's presence in the Maalote region was a testament that outward beauty can be amplified by exceptional inner qualities. Her story, marked by challenges and triumphs, began to unfold in a way that revealed the profound impact a single person can have on the lives of those around her. Abigail was not just a beautiful woman, she was the personification of virtue and wisdom, prepared to face the destinies that the future held for her. This introduction establishes Abigail as a central figure of virtue and intelligence, highlighting her essential role in the upcoming narrative. Her beauty serves as a metaphor for her true essence, a woman of great moral and spiritual value, whose story is destined to inspire generations. If you are feeling motivated and inspired by this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos like this. We will bring a series of content with biblical teachings and inspiring stories that motivate us to continue and not give up. Let us proceed with the story. Amidst an arid season of drought that plagued the land, David, even before becoming king, found himself leading a group of loyal and dedicated men. They inhabited the region of Maalote, near the grand city of Nabal, and were tasked with a vital mission: protecting the flocks belonging to Nabal. This duty was not just a daily responsibility but a mission that required courage, resilience, and a strong sense of community. The desert surrounding Maalote was a vast sea of sand and rocks, where daytime temperatures could be relentless and nights cold and treacherous. The scarcity of water and lack of vegetation made survival a constant challenge. In this hostile setting, the flocks were the primary source of sustenance for many families. They provided meat, milk, wool, and even served as a medium of exchange in times of need. Protecting these flocks, therefore, was ensuring the survival not only of the families but also of the community itself. David, even before his rise to the throne, already demonstrated exceptional leadership qualities. His courage was evident in the battles he faced and the constant threats from enemies that could arise at any moment. But it was his ability to inspire and unite his men that truly set him apart. He knew that the safety of the flocks depended on constant vigilance and the cooperation of everyone. Under his leadership, the men organized themselves into shifts, closely monitoring the pastures and the paths leading to the feeding areas of the flocks. Nights in the desert were particularly challenging. The stars shone brightly in the clear sky but also hid invisible dangers. Thieves and predators often tried to approach the flocks, attracted by the opportunity to loot and cause destruction. Wild animals, such as lions and foxes, posed constant threats, especially to lambs and other more vulnerable animals. David and his men needed to stay alert, patrolling the surroundings and protecting the flocks with bravery and determination. David's loyalty to his men and the mission they shared was unwavering. He not only led with authority but also with empathy and understanding. When one of the shepherds was injured during a patrol, David was there to offer comfort and assistance. When morale was low due to the incessant difficulties, he inspired his men with words of encouragement and reminders that their collective effort would ensure the prosperity of all. This personal connection strengthened the bond between leader and followers, creating an environment of mutual trust and respect. Beyond external threats, the drought also imposed internal challenges. The scarcity of water and food forced the community to ration resources, often generating tensions and disputes. David, aware of the fragility of the situation, worked tirelessly to maintain harmony among the community members. He promoted cooperation, encouraging his men to share what they had and help each other overcome the difficulties. His vision of a prosperous and united future served as a guiding light during the darkest moments. David and his men's days were marked by a cycle of hard work and constant vigilance. Each morning began early, with the team gathering to plan patrol routes and distribute responsibilities. The walks through the desert were exhausting, with the relentless sun scorching the dry, cracked earth. However, David's determination kept everyone focused and resilient. They knew they were playing a crucial role in maintaining the safety and well-being of their community. As the months passed, David's leadership and his men's dedication began to bear fruit. The flocks remained protected, and the community managed to survive the drought thanks to cooperation and collective effort. David's reputation as a just and effective leader grew stronger, paving the way for the events that would unfold later, when interaction with Abigail and Nabal would bring new challenges and opportunities to demonstrate his true nature. Protecting the flocks by David and his men was not just a matter of physical security, but also a testament to the strength of the community and the importance of wise and compassionate leadership. In such an inhospitable environment, where every resource was precious and each day was a struggle for survival, David's presence as an effective leader ensured that hope and stability remained alive. This phase of David's life not only solidified his position as a respected leader, but also planted the seeds for the alliances and relationships that would shape his future and the destiny of many around him. David and his men's dedication to protecting the flocks during a period of drought illustrates the importance of effective leadership and community cooperation in times of crisis. The courage to face constant dangers and the determination to ensure collective survival are valuable lessons that resonate through the ages. David's story in the desert highlights how loyalty and resilience can overcome the toughest challenges, serving as an inspiring example for all who face adversities in their own journeys. Amidst the aridity and challenges imposed by the drought, David, even before becoming a prominent figure, demonstrated exemplary leadership. Recognizing the generosity and protection he and his men offered to Nabal's flocks, David felt compelled to reciprocate this support. Gratitude and the desire to strengthen bonds of friendship and mutual respect motivated him to make a significant decision: to reward Nabal for his collaboration. To realize this peaceful and just intention, David prepared a group of loyal and trustworthy messengers. These men were known for their integrity and dedication, essential qualities for conveying David's message appropriately and sincerely. The choice of messengers was not random. Each possessed specific skills that would ensure the mission's success, regardless of the challenges that might arise along the way. At dawn that day, the messengers set out towards Nabal's residence, located in the fertile region of Maalote. The journey was not easy, as the arid terrain and relentless climate made each step a test of endurance. However, David's determination and the mission's importance kept the men focused and motivated. Upon arriving at Nabal's house, the messengers were greeted with the characteristic hospitality of the region's people. Nabal, known for his wealth and abundant possessions, received them with a mix of surprise and curiosity. He was a man of great stature and presence, but his reputation for foolishness and arrogance often preceded him, creating palpable tension in the air. Through his messengers, David expressed his deep gratitude for the support Nabal had provided. They brought with them valuable gifts: bags of fine grain, barrels of aged wine, and sufficient provisions to sustain Nabal's family and servants throughout the remaining dry season. These gifts were not just symbols of recognition, but also a tangible demonstration of David's intention to strengthen the alliance and friendship between their families. The message conveyed by the messengers was clear and direct: "We thank you for the generosity and protection you have offered to our flocks. In recognition of this collaboration, we bring gifts to share with you and your family as a sign of our friendship and mutual respect." The words were spoken with sincerity and humility, reflecting David's peaceful and just character. Nabal, initially surprised by the warm reception and generous offer, accepted the gifts with a mixture of gratitude and pride. He recognized the value of the partnership with David and understood that mutual collaboration was essential for the prosperity of both communities. David's offer not only strengthened economic ties, but also established a solid foundation for future peaceful and collaborative interactions. While the messengers stayed at Nabal's house, the atmosphere of cordiality and mutual respect allowed the two families to get to know each other better. Stories were shared around the plentiful tables, laughter echoed through the corridors, and a sense of harmony permeated the environment. David's generosity had created a space where trust and friendship could flourish, overcoming any previous prejudices or misunderstandings. This action by David reflected not only his intention to reward Nabal, but also his vision of a future where cooperation and solidarity were fundamental pillars of coexistence. In a world often marked by conflicts and disputes, David stood out as a leader who valued peace and harmony, seeking solutions that benefited everyone and promoted collective well-being. The mission of David's messengers, therefore, was not just an exchange of gifts, but a symbolic gesture of unity and respect. Through this initiative, David demonstrated that true leadership goes beyond strength and courage in battle. It lies in the ability to build bridges, recognize and value others' contributions, and act with justice and compassion. The mission of David's messengers in seeking Nabal's help teaches us about the importance of gratitude and reconciliation in human relationships. David's generosity in rewarding Nabal not only strengthens the bonds between them, but also sets an example of leadership that values peace and collaboration. This story reminds us that even in times of scarcity and difficulty, acts of kindness and recognition can transform relationships and promote an environment of harmony and prosperity for all. Expectations were high when David's messengers arrived at Nabal's residence in Maalote. They came with generous gifts and a heart full of gratitude, representing peaceful intentions and the desire to strengthen the bonds of friendship between their families. However, the reaction they received was completely unexpected and devastating. Nabal, whose name means foolish or insane, was already known for his difficult and arrogant personality. Despite his wealth and abundance, he lacked discernment and sensitivity. When the messengers entered his house, bringing provisions and offering sincere thanks for David's support, Nabal reacted in a hostile and disdainful manner. With a harsh and contemptuous voice, Nabal rejected the offerings presented by the messengers. His words were laden with scorn. "Who is David, and who is this son of Jesse who is coming to me? I do not know this man, nor his men who are with him. I will not give you what you ask, nor will I accept your blessings." This cold and disrespectful refusal not only dismissed David's generosity, but also belittled the importance of the mutual collaboration that had been established. Nabal's attitude did not stop there. Instead of expressing gratitude or even consideration, he uttered insults against David and his men. "I have no intention of giving anything to you or your servants. Get out of here before something bad happens to you or your men." These words were like sharp blades, cutting off any possibility of reconciliation and casting a shadow of threat over the previously peaceful environment. Nabal's response was a mix of inflated pride and foolishness that perfectly exemplified his nature. He couldn't see beyond his own ego and wealth, ignoring the importance of the help that David and his men were offering. His arrogance blinded him to recognize the opportunity to strengthen alliances and create a solid foundation of mutual support that could benefit both parties in the future. Upon hearing Nabal's words, the messengers were shaken and humiliated. They, who had come with peaceful and grateful intentions, found themselves facing a bitter rejection and an attitude that seemed more like a personal affront. The tension in the room was palpable, and desolation took over the environment, making it clear that the interaction had taken a completely different turn than expected. When the messengers returned to David and reported Nabal's response, fury and disappointment were immediate. David, who had so far demonstrated a stance of just and compassionate leadership, felt deeply offended by Nabal's foolishness and disdain. His confidence, which he had cultivated so much in his men and the community, was about to be shaken by this imprudent attitude. David's anger began to transform into thoughts of severe retaliation. The idea of confronting Nabal and his family gained strength in his mind, fueled by the desire to defend his honor and his men's dignity. The protection of Nabal's flocks, which he valued so much, seemed threatened not only by Nabal's response but also by the possibility of open conflict that could devastate the peace and stability they had fought so hard to maintain. However, even amidst growing fury, David's true strength began to emerge. Despite his anger, he knew that acting impulsively could have disastrous consequences, not only for him and his men but also for the Maalote community that depended on mutual collaboration and cooperation. This moment of tension was a crucial test for David's leadership, challenging him to find a balance between justice and mercy, between the need to defend his honor and the importance of maintaining peace. Nabal's foolish response illustrates the dangers of arrogance and lack of discernment. His disrespectful attitude not only offended David but also put at risk the harmony and collaboration essential for the community's survival and prosperity. This episode teaches us about the importance of humility and gratitude, highlighting how the absence of these qualities can lead to unnecessary conflicts and devastating consequences. Nabal's story serves as a reminder that true wisdom lies in the ability to recognize and value others' contributions, promoting peace and cooperation instead of discord and pride. Do you feel any resemblance between the moment you are living and the story told? Do you feel that you are experiencing something similar? Tell us how you feel. If you need a prayer or help, share a story of overcoming to inspire us and give us strength not to give up. Comment if you want to help someone or need help. News of Nabal's foolish response and David's imminent retaliation reached Abigail's ears quickly. Understanding the gravity of the situation, she did not hesitate to act. Abigail knew that David's anger could result in tragedy for her family and everyone around her. Her intelligence and intuition led her to realize that intervention was not only necessary but also urgent. Abigail, a woman of remarkable wisdom and compassion, immediately began planning a strategy to prevent the impending conflict. She knew she needed to act swiftly and efficiently. With determination, she gathered the servants and organized abundant provisions. This included a large amount of fresh food, such as bread, cheese, and succulent meats, along with barrels of excellent quality wine and essential supplies to sustain David and his men through the night. Her meticulous preparation reflected not only generosity but also a deep understanding of David's and his warriors' needs. Abigail carefully selected the best foods and beverages, ensuring that the gifts were sufficient to please and satisfy those under David's protection. She also included additional supplies to cover any eventualities, demonstrating strategic vision and a genuine commitment to peace. Abigail knew that her act of intervening was crucial to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. She understood that David's fury, fueled by Nabal's foolishness, could lead to devastating consequences for all involved. With courage, she decided to present herself personally to David, despite the risks involved. The decision to confront the furious leader required not only bravery but also unwavering confidence in her own wisdom and the justice of her cause. Before departing, Abigail took a moment to reflect on the possible repercussions of her actions. She knew that by putting herself at risk, she was taking on the responsibility of protecting her family and maintaining harmony in the community. With serene determination, she set out, guided by faith and the conviction that peace was more valuable than any disagreement or inflated pride. When facing David, Abigail not only presented the gifts but also her own heart and mind. Her approach was marked by humility and respect, acknowledging David's position and seeking to calm his anger with thoughtful words and sincere gestures. Abigail's courage in taking the initiative and acting so proactively exemplifies the true essence of wisdom and female leadership, turning a potentially catastrophic situation into an opportunity for reconciliation and renewal of peace. Abigail's initiative to act with wisdom and courage in the face of crisis teaches us the importance of taking proactive measures to avoid conflicts and promote peace. Her ability to anticipate the consequences of Nabal's and David's actions, and to intervene strategically and compassionately demonstrates how effective leadership can transform adverse situations into opportunities for reconciliation. Abigail exemplifies how emotional intelligence and determination can be powerful tools for conflict resolution, serving as an inspiring model for all who face similar challenges in their own lives. Tension in the Maalote region reached its peak. After Nabal's foolish response, David was consumed by anger and the desire for revenge. The hot desert winds carried murmurs of discontent and fear as David's men prepared for possible retaliation. It was at this critical moment that Abigail, moved by her wisdom and courage, decided to intervene to save her family and preserve peace in the community. Abigail, aware of the situation's gravity, acted with serene determination. She quickly gathered a large quantity of provisions: fresh bread, fine cheese, succulent meats, and barrels of excellent quality wine. Each item was carefully selected to ensure that David and his men were well received. In addition to the food, Abigail prepared additional gifts, demonstrating her generosity and respect for David. With the provisions ready, Abigail dressed modestly yet dignifiedly and set out towards David's camp. Her journey through the desert was silent but purposeful. She knew that each step brought her closer to a crucial mission: to prevent a conflict that could bring destruction and suffering to all involved. Upon arriving at the camp, Abigail approached David and his men with humility and reverence. She bowed before David, acknowledging his authority and leadership. Her serene demeanor contrasted with the palpable tension in the air, conveying a silent message of peace and respect. In a calm voice and thoughtful words, Abigail began to speak. "My lord David," she said, "listen to my words. Do not let fury and revenge dominate your heart. Think of the future that the Lord has for you as King of Israel. Impulsive vengeance will only bring disgrace and dishonor, tarnishing your reputation before God and men." She continued, reminding David of the divine promises about his reign and the importance of maintaining just and merciful leadership. "Remember the Lord's promises. He chose you to lead his people with wisdom and justice. Do not allow momentary anger to divert you from the path the Lord has set for you. Blind vengeance will only sow chaos and pain, while mercy and understanding will bring true peace and prosperity." Abigail appealed to David's compassion, highlighting the importance of acting with prudence and kindness. "My lord, this man, Nabal, may be foolish, but he and his family are also creations of the Lord. Do not wish ill upon them, but forgive their offenses. By doing so, you will show everyone the greatness of your character and the strength of your leadership." The sincerity and wisdom in Abigail's words deeply touched David. He saw in her not just the wife of a foolish man, but a woman of integrity and clear vision. The anger that consumed his heart began to dissipate, replaced by admiration and gratitude for that act of intercession. Recognizing Abigail's sensibility, David ordered his men to withdraw and avoid any act of revenge. "Very well, Abigail," he said, his voice now calm and thoughtful. "You spoke with wisdom and humility. Let peace prevail, and may kindness guide our hearts." This moment of meeting was not just a peaceful resolution of an imminent conflict, but also the beginning of a significant transformation in Abigail's life and David's trajectory as a future king. Abigail's courage to intervene and her ability to communicate effectively demonstrated the power of wisdom and humility in times of crisis. The meeting between Abigail and David illustrates how wisdom and humility can transform conflict situations into opportunities for reconciliation and peace. Abigail, by recognizing the importance of the moment and acting with courage, shows that true leadership does not reside solely in strength or power, but in the ability to listen, understand, and mediate with empathy. Her intervention saved not only her family but also preserved the harmony and integrity of the community, serving as an inspiring example of how thoughtful and compassionate actions can make a difference in critical moments. The atmosphere was tense in David's camp. Abigail's wise words echoed in David's mind, bringing a wave of reflection and clarity. He had come to the brink of an impulsive decision, driven by indignation and the desire for justice. However, Abigail's intervention had planted a seed of wisdom that began to blossom in his heart. David observed Abigail with a new perspective. There stood a woman who, faced with an imminent threat, had demonstrated a rare combination of courage, humility, and intelligence. Her serene demeanor and thoughtful words revealed not only a deep understanding of the situation, but also an unwavering commitment to peace and justice. He recognized that without Abigail's intervention, tragedy would certainly have unfolded, resulting in unnecessary loss and suffering. With his heart warmed by Abigail's wisdom, David felt an internal change. The fury that consumed him began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of gratitude and respect. He realized that impulsive vengeance was not only a disproportionate response but also a threat to his own reputation and the future that God had reserved for him as King of Israel. The leadership he aspired to exercise required more than brute strength. It required discernment, mercy, and the ability to heed wise counsel, even when it came from unexpected sources. David, with a look of recognition and admiration, turned to his men. His voice, once filled with determination and readiness for battle, now resonated with resolute calm. "Withdraw," he ordered, his unwavering authority still present but now tempered with compassion. "Today, there will be no conflict. Let us leave this man and his family in peace." David's men, who had prepared for the imminent confrontation, now saw the change in direction with surprise and relief. They deeply respected David and recognized the wisdom in his decision. The order to withdraw was carried out without resistance, and the tense atmosphere began to soften, dissipating the clouds of anger and vengeance that had hovered over the camp. Feeling the need to express his gratitude, David turned again to Abigail. "Abigail," he said sincerely, "your timely intervention saved many lives today, including my own reputation before God and men. Your wisdom and courage are precious gifts that deserve to be recognized and honored." Abigail, still standing with dignity and humility, accepted David's words gracefully. "My lord David," she replied, "I did only what was right. Let peace prevail, and may God guide your decisions as he always has." With these words, David blessed Abigail, publicly acknowledging her crucial role in the peaceful resolution of the conflict. The blessing was not just a formality, but a genuine recognition of Abigail's importance as an ally and counselor. He knew that without her intervention, the story would have taken a much darker turn. As David's men returned to their daily tasks, the restored peace allowed the camp to breathe a sigh of relief. Abigail's wisdom and mediation had transformed a situation of imminent conflict into an opportunity for reconciliation and strengthening of bonds. David, now more aware of his own limitations and the importance of listening to wise counsel, felt prepared for future challenges with a new perspective. This significant moment in David's life not only avoided an immediate tragedy, but also set a precedent for the importance of wisdom and mediation in leadership. David's decision not to proceed with vengeance reflected a significant maturation in his character, demonstrating that true strength lies in the ability to discern between justice and retaliation, and to act with compassion and understanding. David's decision to recognize Abigail's wisdom and withdraw from retaliation emphasizes the importance of wisdom and mediation in leadership. This episode highlights how the ability to listen, reflect, and act with discernment can transform conflict situations into opportunities for peace and growth. The story of David and Abigail serves as a powerful reminder that true leaders not only command with strength but also with heart and an open mind, valuing collaboration and mutual understanding. Through wisdom and mediation, it is possible to build bridges of respect and harmony, strengthening the community and promoting an environment of justice and compassion for all. The atmosphere in the Maalote region, once laden with tension and uncertainty, began to transform into a sense of relief and hope. Abigail's wise intervention had not only saved her family from David's anger, but also established a new dynamic of mutual respect and recognition. However, the story was about to take an even more significant turn. Shortly after the meeting between Abigail and David, the Maalote community faced a tragic event. Nabal, Abigail's husband, suffered a sudden attack from the Lord, a divine intervention that resulted in his instant death. The news of Nabal's death spread quickly, leaving his family and neighbors in a state of shock and mourning. Nabal's loss meant that Abigail was now a widow, a condition that, in ancient times, could be both a blessing and a curse, depending on the circumstances and the person managing it. With Nabal's death, Abigail's situation changed drastically. She became solely responsible for managing the properties and ensuring her family's well-being. The community watched with admiration as Abigail showed resilience and strength in the face of adversity. Her reputation as a woman of virtue and wisdom grew even more, solidifying her position as a respected and beloved leader. David, for his part, could not help but reflect on recent events. Nabal's death, though tragic, opened a new opportunity for him. He clearly remembered Abigail's courage and wisdom in intervening to prevent a devastating conflict. Her attitude not only preserved her family's life, but also safeguarded David's reputation as a just and merciful leader. Recognizing the crucial role Abigail played in maintaining peace and justice, David felt compelled to honor her in a special way. He understood that uniting with Abigail was not just a reward for her intervention, but also a strategic alliance that would strengthen his position as the future king of Israel. Abigail, in turn, saw the union with David as an opportunity to continue serving with wisdom and compassion, now in a position of greater influence and responsibility. The marriage between Abigail and David was celebrated with great joy and solemnity in the Maalote region. The community gathered to witness the union, recognizing the positive impact Abigail had on their lives. The ceremonies were marked by festivities, with music, dances, and banquets reflecting happiness and renewed hope. Abigail's presence beside David symbolized not just a personal union, but also the merging of two families and the consolidation of an alliance based on mutual respect and cooperation. Abigail and David's union brought with it a new chapter of peace and prosperity. With Abigail by his side, David felt more strengthened and inspired to lead with justice and wisdom. Abigail, in turn, found in David a partner who valued her qualities and understood the importance of acting with prudence and compassion. Together, they formed a powerful team, capable of facing upcoming challenges with determination and harmony. This union also served as an inspiring example for the Maalote community and for all future generations. It demonstrated that true strength lies in collaboration and in recognizing each other's virtues. Abigail, with her wisdom and courage, and David, with his leadership and vision, showed that the combination of intelligence and power can create a lasting legacy of peace and justice. Moreover, the story of Abigail and David highlighted the importance of women in leadership and in making critical decisions. Abigail, a woman of remarkable virtue, proved that wisdom and compassion are as essential for leadership as strength and courage. Her positive influence helped shape David's character as a leader, preparing him for future challenges and strengthening his determination to govern with equity and mercy. The story of Abigail and David culminates in a powerful lesson about the importance of wisdom, courage, and the pursuit of peace. Abigail and David's union symbolizes the reward that comes from acting with discernment and compassion, even in the face of adversity and provocation. Abigail, through her wise and courageous actions, not only saved her family but also ensured a more harmonious future for her community. This episode teaches us that true leaders recognize and value the wisdom and integrity of those around them. The collaboration between Abigail and David demonstrates how the union of different strengths and virtues can create a lasting positive impact, promoting justice and peace. Additionally, the story emphasizes that true leadership involves listening, reflecting, and acting with empathy, qualities exemplified by Abigail. Abigail and David's journey inspires us to seek peaceful and just solutions in our own conflicts, valuing wisdom and humility as powerful tools for transformation and reconciliation. Through their union, we see how wisdom and courage can pave the way for new beginnings, bringing prosperity and harmony to everyone around. The union of Abigail and David, therefore, is not just the closing of a tumultuous chapter, but the beginning of an era of peace and prosperity, guided by wisdom and the relentless pursuit of justice and harmony. Leave a like if you are enjoying this, so YouTube continues to recommend videos like this and helps us, motivating us to continue. We appreciate every second, and may God bless you. Abigail's story is a powerful testimony to the virtues of wisdom and humility, especially in moments of crisis and tension. Reflecting on the events that unfolded in Maalote, we realize how a single person, guided by solid principles and a compassionate heart, can transform the course of an entire story, promoting peace and reconciliation where there was previously conflict and despair. Abigail, a woman of remarkable intelligence and integrity, faced an extremely delicate situation. Her husband, Nabal, had responded arrogantly and foolishly to David's messengers, putting not only his family but also the entire community at risk of violent retaliation. Amidst this imminent crisis, Abigail did not let fear or hopelessness take over. Instead, she acted with impressive clarity and determination, demonstrating how wisdom and humility can be transformative forces. Abigail deeply understood the gravity of the situation. She realized that an impulsive and reactive response could result in irreparable tragedy. Instead of following the path of vengeance, which was tempting in the face of offense and injustice, she chose wisdom. Her ability to analyze the situation, foresee the consequences of each action, and choose the path that promoted peace is a brilliant example of wise leadership. She not only gathered the necessary provisions to appease David but also presented herself personally to him, demonstrating courage and proactivity. Abigail knew that to avoid bloodshed and preserve harmony, it was essential to act strategically and compassionately. Her wisdom lay in understanding that true strength resides in the ability to mediate conflicts and seek peaceful solutions, even when confronted with anger and hostility. Abigail's humility was equally crucial to the peaceful outcome of the story. By bowing before David, she acknowledged his authority and leadership, demonstrating respect and deference. This demeanor not only facilitated communication, but also created space for David to hear her words with attention and consideration. Abigail's humility was not a sign of weakness, but rather an inner strength that allowed her to place the collective well-being above her own pride or ego. She understood that to achieve peace, it was necessary to relinquish any feelings of resentment or desire for retaliation. Instead, she chose empathy and compassion, seeking to understand David's motivations and offering a solution that would benefit everyone. Abigail's courage to intervene was a decisive factor in preventing a bloody conflict. Even knowing the risks involved, she did not hesitate to take the initiative. Her action demonstrated that true leadership is not only manifested in moments of victory, but also in times of crisis, when it is necessary to act with prudence and altruism. By bringing provisions and delivering a speech of peace, Abigail not only saved her family but also preserved David's integrity as a leader and future king of Israel. Her intervention transformed a situation of potential destruction into an opportunity for reconciliation and strengthening community bonds. Abigail showed that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, thoughtful and compassionate action can create a lasting and positive impact. Abigail's story resonates through the ages, offering valuable lessons for all generations. In a world often marked by conflicts and divisions, Abigail reminds us of the importance of addressing challenges with wisdom and humility. Her life exemplifies how individuals can make a significant difference, promoting peace and justice through conscious and well-thought-out actions. Abigail is an inspiring model of how emotional intelligence and integrity can guide us in conflict resolution. Her ability to balance firmness and gentleness, courage and humility, is a lesson that we can all apply in our own lives. Whether in personal, professional, or community settings, the qualities Abigail personified are essential for building harmonious relationships and just societies. As we conclude this story, we are reminded that true strength lies in the ability to act with wisdom and humility. Abigail teaches us that even in the most challenging situations, it is possible to choose the path of peace and reconciliation. Her life and actions inspire us to seek peaceful solutions, value empathy and compassion, and act with integrity in all circumstances. May we carry with us the lessons of Abigail, applying her wisdom and humility in our own lives to build a more peaceful and harmonious world. Abigail's story is a testament to the transformative power of courage and intelligence, reminding us that each of us has the potential to make a difference and promote peace through thoughtful and compassionate actions. Abigail's story teaches us about the importance of wisdom and humility in times of crisis. Her courage to intervene, even in the face of imminent conflict, demonstrates how thoughtful actions can transform adverse situations into opportunities for peace and reconciliation. Abigail is an inspiring example of how individuals can make a difference through intelligence and integrity. She shows us that, with courage and discernment, it is possible to overcome challenges, promote harmony, and leave a lasting legacy of peace and justice for future generations. Today, we reflect on the inspiring story of Abigail, a woman of remarkable wisdom and courage. In a time of great tension and impending conflict, Abigail took the initiative to intervene with humility and prudence, preventing a tragedy and promoting peace. Her action teaches us that true wealth lies not only in material goods, but in justice, integrity, and the ability to act wisely in times of crisis. Abigail reminds us that, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, we can make a difference by choosing paths of peace and reconciliation. Her story encourages us to value humility and emotional intelligence, showing that thoughtful actions can transform adverse situations into opportunities for harmony and growth. May we, like Abigail, cultivate the wisdom and courage to intervene in favor of peace, valuing justice and integrity in all our decisions. May our pursuit of justice always be accompanied by humility and a genuine desire to promote the well-being of everyone around us. Lord, grant us Abigail's wisdom and humility to face daily challenges. May we act with courage and discernment, promoting peace and justice in our lives and in the community around us. Amen. Thank you for watching until here, and don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell to see more content like this and stories of overcoming, motivation, and interesting topics. Until next time.